Hi and welcome back to Normski TV, doing another Transfer Daily. First of all, let me say thank you to those 5 that subscribed to me, whether that was today or yesterday. I want to thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I'm at 8 away from 150. So guys, if you're out there, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, get me to 150 before this week is out. And we'll see where we go from there. But thank you for those that have recently subscribed. I really thank you for supporting the channel. And yes, let me just get down to business quickly. And big news coming out of Arsenal today. It's all over the outlets, the news outlets. David Ornstein from Athletic reported it. I think first Fabrizio Romano also is on it. So this looks like this is genuine news concerning Ben White from Brighton, the Brighton defender, who's currently on England duty. But it's looking like this deal looks like it's going to happen. It looks like Brighton have accepted the bid of £50 million. That's what we've bid for Ben White. 50 smackaroonies, mate. That's a lot of money. And a lot of people may ask, why are we spending that kind of money on Ben White? I don't know. I thought we would probably invest in other areas. You know, as I said, we've got William Saliba that's coming back. What would that mean for his future? You know, who knows what's going to happen with that situation. But news coming out of Arsenal is that they've made a statement. It looks like this deal is going to happen in the next couple of days. And David Ornstein has reported it. As I said, Sky News is reporting it. Lots of outlets are reporting it, that Arsenal are on the verge of signing Ben White. He wants to come to Arsenal. He's been saying it to his teammates from the camp. You know, he wants to come, and Arsenal want to do this deal, and we're going to be spending £50 million on this guy. From what we're saying, he's a good player. He can play obviously in defence. Obviously he's a centre back, but he can also play in midfield as well. But it seems as if Arsenal want to reinforce their defensive area. Even though, listen, I'm hearing that where we have the 3rd best defence in the league last season, under conceding 30 plus goals, which seems strange, the position where we actually finished. But that's all down to the fact that we haven't scored a lot of goals, and you know, we've been losing by the odd one goal, and that is what it is. So Arsenal want to strengthen the defensive area, and Ben White is the guy that's going to be coming in for £50 million. And according to the Athletic, and this, let me just read this. This is from let me just find this one. This is from Football London. Let me just read exactly what they're saying word for word. I don't want to misconstrued and say anything out of line. And basically it states that Arsenal had an initial bid of 40 million and rejected by the Seagulls. But it's saying that David Ornstein has said that 2 clubs are close to a £50 million deal agreement now with the Seagulls. The Seagulls, they obviously want £50 million up front, but it looks like this is going to be a structured payment where Arsenal will pay £45 million up front with £5 million as add-ons. So that's looking like that's what's going to happen. They're going to pay £45 million up front. That was obviously the second bid that they wouldn't come in, because the first bid of 40 million was rejected, and maybe you know, Brighton didn't want to go with that £10 million add-ons. They wanted, you know, closer to the £50 million mark. So it looks like this is going to happen. Personal terms of being agreed. That's the understanding, that personal terms are being agreed. So there's no issues with regards to that. Don't know what his wage is going to be, but they've agreed that. And it seems as if, you know, Arsenal really want to shore up their defensive area. As I said, you know, 3rd best defence in the league, which I'm really shocked by. But listen, I don't really do the number crunching, all the stats. But listen, it's good to hear that. But at least we're seeing that we're firming that up. And it's looking like Ben White is imminently going to become an Arsenal player. He wants to come to Arsenal. And so that's really good news. But we're spending big outlay. But look, I'm hearing that Arsenal have got money to spend. And now Brighton want 45 million up front. So I'm assuming that's what it is. But we don't know the actual ins and outs of the structured payment. It could be that the outlay, the payments that Arsenal will pay to Brighton might be over a series of years, but they will end up paying that full amount. That's what I'm probably thinking it might be, because obviously I'm hearing that Arsenal have got around about 100 million to 150 mil. That 250 million pound that we've been hearing about, I just think that's just fake news. It looks like 100 mil to 150 mil. That's the sort of money that Arsenal have got to pay, work with, shall I say. Now, I don't know if that includes, will that include projected player sales, or that's going to be slightly different. Because if that's the case, the projected player, if I can get my words out, sales will be an added bonus. You know what I mean? If it's 150 million pound up front, then brilliant. But Arsenal look like now things are starting to move now with regards to us now bringing in players. And so if that's the case, what happens to William Saliba? Talk is that obviously when he comes back to pre-season, you know, him and his representative will sit down with Arsenal, with Arteta, and talk about his future. Now, I'd love him to stay. I've said it already. I'd like Holding to go and for William Saliba to be given a chance. Whether that will happen or not, I don't know. There's talk that he's going to be falling down the pecking order. We've paid, as I said, £27 million for this player, and this is how we're treating him. Let me know in the comments, would you like William Saliba to stay and fight his way into the side and see how we go? You know, he had a good half season on loan with Nice. Let's give him a try out. Let's give him a try out. There's talk about him going on loan to maybe another Premier League side. I'm here in Newcastle. I'm in Southampton are linked with him. So there's a number of teams that are linked with him in the Premier League. Now, do we loan him out, or do we sell him and get him off our books in terms of permanent deal? If we do, we want to be selling him for the right money. You know, he's still young. We bought him for around about £27 million plus. We need to recoup that money back. But I'd love him to stay and fight for his position in the club. Also, so that's really news. So that's the big news. Ben White looks like he's on his way to Arsenal. Now, there's some other news concerning another defender, and that's Mavropanos. It looks like a deal's been announced that he will be going on loan to Stuttgart. He's joined Stuttgart on loan with the option for Stuttgart to buy him outright. That's what is being said. I'm just trying to find the actual info on that. And yep, Mavropanos here. It says so. Let me just read it. It's here. This is the deal. Arsenal announced Mavropanos' deal to Stuttgart on a season-long loan. The Greek defender move will become a permanent one next summer after spending last season with the German side. Now, he was bought in 2018 under Arsene Wenger. Now, he's been with us 18 months or so, just over 18 months, and really has not featured much. He's been mostly on loan, playing in the under-23s, but most of his time has been spent on loan to other clubs. So Stuttgart are going to take him on loan. It's been announced today that they're going to take him on loan with the option to buy him on a permanent deal next season. I hope that happens. I was hearing that before this, we was hearing that he was going to be going for around about the £7 million mark. But obviously, Arsenal would have liked that to happen. But now it's looking like he's going to be, going on a season-long loan, and with the option for a permanent move by Stuttgart. So that's Mavropanos now out. There's not really other much news concerning it. It's really about the Ben White situation. Obviously, there's going to be other movements. I mean, with regards to Granit Xhaka, they're still thrashing it out between Roma and Arsenal. They are, still apart on the fee, but I'm sure that will happen. I'm hoping that some kind of agreement will be reached. Maybe, before Switzerland come out of the tournament, or they'll just wait and see what happens. But they are still in negotiation, so that deal still looks like it's on the table and still looks like it's going to happen as well. There was another one with regards to Lokonga, And I know there was a number of teams that were interested in him, but he's turned around and basically said to them that he wants to come to Arsenal. We've had a number of bids rejected for him, but Arsenal are still in the race and at the front of the queue to sign Lukonga. He wants to come to Arsenal, so that's fantastic news. Is hearing good news is rejected. I can't remember the two clubs. If you do know what the two clubs are, please let me know. I just kind of came across it reading it, but I can't remember exactly the two clubs that he's actually turned down. But he definitely wants to come to Arsenal, and it's just about Arsenal just making sure they lock this one down, get that right bid in, and hopefully, you know, Anderlecht will accept the deal. Now, talking about other defenders, we've got Bellerin, who's obviously, you know, surplus to requirements, and you know, he's been with the club 10 years, and he's another player that we need to get out of the club. And according to, if I pronounce this right, Gianluca Di Marzio, Inter Milan are interested in replacing Hakimi, who now will be going to PSG. They look like they're in front of the race to sign Hakimi. He was meant to be going to Chelsea. He was in talks with Chelsea, but it's looking like he's going to pick PSG as his club. And according to Di Marzio, if I can pronounce that, Inter Milan are interested in signing Hector Bellerin as a possible replacement for Hakimi. And the reports say that the Serie A champions will not be rushed into signing a replacement for the former Real Madrid man, but on the list as options are Bellerin, David Zabacosta and Denzel Dumfries. Well, mate, that Denzel Dumfries is a good player. They may go for him, you never know, but Bellerin he needs to go now. I mean, you know, Inter Milan would suit him, fashion and all of that. Also Atletico Madrid as well. It looks like that if they do lose Kieran Trippier to Man United, then maybe they're going to be looking at Bellerin as a replacement for him as well. So Inter Milan, Italy or Spain, one of those two countries would probably suit Bellerin, and I just hope that this is something that will happen. Sort of money we'll get for him, maybe around about 15 to 20 million. That's what we're hoping to get for him. Again, I spoke about that, I believe, yesterday. Now, just quickly, the last thing I just want to kind of mention, and to be honest, we ain't going to get this guy. We did make inquiries about Locatelli, who's currently with the Italian side, good midfielder, you know, scoring in the Euros. We were interested in him, but it looks like Locatelli looks like he's going to end up going to Juventus. It looks like he's going to sign for Juventus. So it's going to be a big blow for Arsenal. We were one of the first clubs to show interest in him. I don't know whether we actually bid for him, but we was definitely linked with him and showed we did have serious interest for him. But it seems as if, you know, he wants to stay in his homeland and probably end up signing for Juventus. And the newspapers explains that Juve are edging closer to securing that transfer, which will be a cash plus one of their players. So, you know, Locatelli looks like he's going to be off to Juventus. So, you know, we've missed out on him. Now, the teams that I just remembered now, the team that Lukonga actually refused is Napoli and Atlanta. They seemed like they were interested in him, but his stance is that he wants to come to Arsenal. So Arsenal, you need to make this deal happen. He would be a very, very good player to play alongside Thomas Partey, strong. As I said, we've been linked with a number of midfielders. I spoke about the midfielder yesterday, and that, you know, the midfielder that we were going for, he is a very good midfielder. Cost a lot of money, and that's Camavinga. You know, you know, he's got I don't know if his buyout clause is £86 million. I'm not too sure, but that's what I've read. But I think he's got a value of around about £50 million. Whether he will come to us is another question. Who knows? We'll let's wait and see. But Arsenal seem like now they're very, very active now in the transfer window, showing now that they're very serious now. Obviously going for this Ben White, that's the first of many. Hopefully after Ben White, possibly Lakonga, you know, you got Yves Bissouma, you know, there's a whole, you know, amount of players that we need to get in the side. And I say a whole lot of players. Maybe 5 to 6 players, new players will possibly come in the club. If Arsenal have got that sort of money that they're going to be spending £150 million, then that needs to be spent well. And hopefully we're getting the right players in the right positions. Right back, we need to sort that out quickly. Max Harrens, why aren't we not going for him? Left back, we need a left back to cover for Kieran Tierney. I mean, that Ryan Bertrand has turned us down, and it looks like he's going to be on his way to Leicester. He would have been a good backup for Kieran Tierney, but he looks like he's going off to Leicester. So for me, Arsenal need to get this sorted out. Don't know what's going to happen on the striker front at the moment, but it seems like we're focusing our attention on the defensive area and the midfield. Let's get that midfield sorted out, get the right back, left back sorted out, and then if there's any movements with regards to any of the front three, Lacazette, I think Aubameyang will stay, but if Lacazette ends up going, then, you know, there's Andre Silva. We could go for him. You know what I mean? Good player, 28 goals, you know, in his league. So, you know, 34 million, not a bad price. But if we're serious, we've got the money, let's do the business. Let's put the money on the table and let's go for this. Guys, thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for subscribing. As I said, if you're new, subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you on the next Transfer Daily. Take care.